Get to it. G'day guys, we're back for part 2 on the rant, and thanks so many of you for enjoying us. Try to remember to like us on wherever. Facebook,
Smash the thumb.
Smash the thumb.
I just love the fact that we're close to the races, and have you noticed how fast Glenn's talking right now? He's like, I've got to get down and start betting.
We have a good article here about Australian greyhounds finishing up in Shanghai at the animal park there. We're going to put it where, Mark?
On Facebook, yeah.
So
I think it's already had some attention in the mainstream media, but...
you want to go read something that's like of very interesting reading and,
Well,
and fertile for all the, I don't know, animal lovers out there.
Yeah. Instead of the greyhounds chasing rabbits, now they're getting chased by cheetahs. I tell you what, there's not much of a swap, is it?
So do the cheetahs chase the greyhounds?
Yeah.
Well, at the end of their life, so the greyhounds are no good. The cheetahs are live kill. Yeah.
It's the same as the humans and the horses at the 400. The humans, who was that? Terry, what's his face?
I thought they just raced each other. I didn't know that was like...
Okay, so but if the greyhound gets injured, they don't bother feeding it. They just stick it in the cage where the lions are, and it's live kill. Yeah.
Right, Crazy Prey Mantis haven't watched TV in 6 years now. That's a really good effort, Crazy. I think it's safe to say the TV is dead. I agree with that. And The Shawshank is the best movie ever made. And it's a terrific movie. Unfortunately, it's rerun every 2 or 3 months, which makes it torture because, I don't know, about the 34th or 35th time, you know, like, it's hard to watch, but it was a great show. But thanks to that, Crazy.
Awesome show.
I am at record at the moment on pay TV, and, like, you know, a couple of things I like to watch, which are, I watch a bit of the Crime Channel. Mind you, when the husband kills the wife from America, in 50 different episodes, 50 different stories. Whilst it's very sad 50 women have been killed, man, it gets boring to watch TV. Oh, it was him. It's the same, it's often the same.
Yeah, but what about the fact every time they go to a break, when you come back, they play the 5 minutes that they played before the break?
Well, that's what I was getting
You can get the show over in 10 minutes.
They're the shows I watch. I also watch Porn Stars, which I really like, that stupid shop with Chumley, and I quite like that, and a few other dope things, but I am at a record out there on Foxtel. 14 ads is my record, so 14 ads, and when pay TV was going to come in, it was going to be free and no more ads.
Well, it was free for a while.
14 ads, one show I watched. It was so long, I actually, because I got IQ, I rewind it back. 1, 2, 3, 14 my record, which is fantastic viewing for
Okay, I've done it differently. I timed it, 5.5 minutes.
Yeah, well, that was about 5.5 minutes. You generally it's 4 minutes.
Yeah.
It was outstanding value for your punting dollar out there with Foxtel. Stick with them, they're a good bunch of people. Elliot Cousins here. I know there are different suited jockeys that can be better or worse in different circumstances, but just would like to know who your top pick of a jockey would be if you had one race for all your chocolates. Mine would have to be Karen McAvoy. Cheers to that, Karen. Cheers to that, Elliot. Karen is a terrific rider. Who would be my jockey that I could trust the most?
It's funny how differently we speak about Karen now compared to the beginning of the Punter show.
I think throwing the Godolphin off your back.
But that's the thing is we follow form too, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not doing it.
So when we have a go at a jockey, we're not saying he's no good.
I don't think we've ever bagged anybody.
You know?
We've never said this person's I'll see you next Tuesday.
No, that's true.
You know, like
that's
even when
true.
Volandis, we were offside with him early, we said, oh, look at the good things he does or whatever. We try to be fair. We just don't want to be unbiased.
I agree with Elliot. Karen McAvoy.
Mine would be Adam Horanis. He rides every horse perfect.
Well, you didn't ride Vaucluse Bay perfectly.
It's legless.
Yeah, it's legless. Okay, so what?
You can say he's outside the market, but it's not about price here, is it?
He
it's
said,
about
what bloke would ride for all the chocolates? What do you want me to say, Huey? Like, I don't know what Huey's doing. I know what Adam does. Tries and everything, goes forward and rides hard.
I want B-Shin.
You want B-Shin? Yeah.
Bit soft for me. Ramwick, cute.
Yeah, no, I love B-Shin. I love
you love B-Shin? Okay.
Oh, what about Nash? Have you forgotten about Nash?
Well, Nash hasn't been here for...
Two-timer you are.
Yeah, I tell you what,
B-Shin was Nash's apprentice.
You are a
Phil writes, what can we do about these ATC officials who deliberately mislead the racing public? Randwick was classified as a heavy 10 on Saturday when in effect it was more likely a 222.5. Hello. Oh, we've got an email about the caller. Who was it? Said, it was a tweet last Wednesday at Canterbury. We had, where is it? Windscreen wipers and a cup of hot soup. Glenster will love that one. I'm thinking, well, Darren said it, so I don't think Glenn would love it.
No, I wouldn't love it. And talking about other callers, it's fantastic news being Australian. Is it Queen's birthday or something?
Yeah.
That Cole Hodges got an Australian Order of Merit. And I just, for all the punters out there that have taken the very, very short odds in the run when Cole's called the wrong horse, that one was for you. So well done to Cole. Beggars belief to me how you got it, but good luck to you.
I did say, to get a Queen's Award these days, you're a 50-50 chance of being a pedo. Like, these awards mean shit, don't they?
Yes, we don't want that insinuating anyway, Cole.
No,
I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying...
I said Queens, not Australian. You know the ones in England? You know, when you meet the
like
Queen.
Rolf Harris.
Yeah. And that other bloke from the BBC. A few others.
Okay, well,
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, Cole got in the world. But all the people that took the $1.01 when he was talking about the wrong horse, I'm sure they're all raising their glasses.
And what about that tall bloke that does QI?
Stephen Fry.
When he went to get his award, he had a line of coke in the toilets at the palace.
That's pretty funny.
That is.
Anyway, Phil, who's a good fan of the show, he said he thought the track should not have been raced on. Horses that have shown previously shown reasonable form on soft or heavy have finished tailed off.
I think it's more to do with the draw too.
Yeah, I think it is too. The meeting should have been abandoned or transferred to Rosehill. Can I just say something, Phil? I agree with what you're saying, other than I really think it's a Racing New South Wales thing. ATC don't have any control. They would go to Racing New South Wales and say, we want to move, we think we need to move the meeting, Randwick's not suitable.
Right.
Racing New South Wales would say, I imagine,
Yes.
and I'm making this up, but I would say, no, you need to race at Randwick. I mean,
Now that's not a problem, but
we often criticise the race clubs, and I can tell you, the race clubs can't do much at all.
don't you think it was a little bit more position in running, as you guys say?
Possibly. Anyway, look, Phil wanted to have his rant. He even says here, all this rant before I've had a drink. Good on you, Phil.
Nev said, hello gents, not being from Sydney, I've never heard much of Matthew Hill. I was accustomed to listening to Mark Sheen on TV and before him on the radio, Ian Craig. Then we go through the list of quality callers with J Tapp, Kay Howard and more. I enjoyed Ian Craig the most as he has an excellent voice for radio. Now I can listen to Matthew Hill on racing.com. This fellow is blessed with a superb voice for the medium. From my observation, he doesn't declare a horse travelling well always too often, but I do look forward to hearing him call. No criticism intended. Greg Miles was good, but Hill is better. For the in-play punters, how does Hill rate in giving the right information on how a horse is travelling? How do the others compare? Alan Thomas from my state always had an opinion on how one was going, and he got it right. Bert Bryant was the best in my time, so sharp with wit, a real entertainer. It is a very interesting point in that commentators that give an opinion about how the race is going are clearly, they have an influence on in-play. Big influence.
Oh, big influence.
They have a big influence, and the only one I would trust is Shane.
I understand that. Matthew Hill does do a good job, he's right. Mitch Manners does a very good job too. And as far as in play, yeah, I know what you mean, but it's...
You seriously want to go off your own eye?
You don't want to, follow Cole.
Well, what we're looking for is, yes, use your own eye, but what I'm saying is be aware that certain callers will have massive influence over the Betfair in play because they have a propensity to talk about how well a horse is travelling.
You've got to be so quick, don't you? Because if they mention one that's running particularly well and you know it's in a bad spot map-wise, there's an angle there, but crush it quick, don't you?
Yeah, you do have to be very quick. So Dominic wrote an article in yesterday's, it was in the at the track column. Glenn, you would have caught it.
It's very interesting. Look, basically, I think the rule's ridiculous. I think it should be about finding jockeys for overhanging moves. I don't want to see any, but I thought his formula wasn't too bad. Too good Dom. He seems to be able to do very well at getting all the different theories. He's
a theory maker like P. Todd and
he's like P. Todd,
like myself.
Yeah. You're all theory makers. Read it. It's easy to Google. Google Dominic Byrne. I suppose it'll come up.
Do you think that they might be comfortable with that if there's a?
Yes, because it takes the decision out of their hands.
Yeah.
You hit the horse 7 times. That costed 0.1, so it's 0.7 of a length. You won the race by 0.4 of a length. We're going to reverse the decision, and I think that's the appeal.
Tell you what, he's getting himself into a bit of trouble with this last sentence, isn't he?
What does he say there?
The A may be governed by gender and age.
Well, yeah, but that's okay.
Well, old blokes don't hit as hard and girls don't hit as hard, or?
Well, is he saying gender separately and age separately? Because if he's saying gender separately, he's getting himself into a bit of trouble there. He's telling the truth, but...
Anyway,
when did the truth become so bad? Talk about the truth. Let's talk about my story just quickly, because I want to throw mine in. I did give you a little lick. Now, I bagged some jockeys here recently, said I don't care, and everyone wanted like as if I meant it, but only an imbecile would think I meant it. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But can I bag a returned soldier and get away with it? Will the RSL drag me in and fine me $10,000? The question has to be asked. But I'm bagging a returned soldier. So we had the Invictus Games last week, guys. Prince Harry came out for it. Mm-hmm. Sounds like a good idea to me.
Well, what are the Invictus Games?
Oh, for returned soldiers with injuries. And they do.
So what are they like, the paraplegia, the Paralympics?
Invictus Games. Geez, you don't watch TV. Prince Harry's been all through town.
No.
Anyway,
we've taken the TV off the wall.
Don't get me wrong with this story. I injured myself. I was an ex-cadet there at St Pius X College. So I tried to get on board and apply for one of the sports, but I'll just finish at the end of the story. So old mate turns up. He was 28. He's a good style of bloke. Morning TV last Thursday. There he was. He come over and he was. And this is where political correctness is so fucked up, because even the commentator went, "Oh, okay, yes." He didn't like. I would have chinned him, but that's me. How are you, mate? Now, oh yes. Now you're in the Invictus games. Oh yes. Now, blah blah blah. Now you've come back because blokes have massive injuries after war. Like, it's awful. And I'm sitting there going, because I've turned over my new leaf. I'm trying not to judge anybody because I've worked out that I'm the worst. And now, what was your injury, sir? I came back. I've got very bad depression, and I'm there going, "Yeah, fucking this depression and injury. Come on, Glenn. Come on, Glenn. Be a different person. Be a different person, Glenn. He's got depression. Just give him a chance." Yeah, you got depression. Oh, fuck, that doesn't sound good, mate. Yeah, no, I haven't been able to get back into life. So I'm going, oh, well, yeah, maybe it is an injury. Okay.
Well, it is.
I've had it for fucking 38 years. Like, I fucking still get on with it. But anyway, okay, so he's got depression. So in the Invictus games, you're excited. Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, no, blah, blah, blah. And, oh, what events are you in? So he goes, well, throw a good javelin. Fucking can't bag him to front. I'm in the 100 metres and the 200 metres. Oh, yeah,
against the people with one leg.
No, probably.
You know what I mean?
But it gets better, Gord. It gets better. And what else are you in, sir? I'm in the wheelchair tennis. And I was at home going, this cunt didn't say he's in the fucking wheelchair tennis. I rewind it. I'm in the wheelchair tennis. And the commentator went, oh, that's great. So if anyone out there sees a bloke who can walk normally, practising at your local court, getting into a fucking wheelchair.
No, he's in the wheelchair tennis, but he's not using a wheelchair. He's just running around and serving.
So, like I said,
he's going to win a lot of events.
Like I said, I was an ex-cadet there at St Pius X College. I logged onto the blind golf, and I promise I won't peak. I promise I won't peak. Like, it's just fucking outrageous. And the commentator never said a word to him about it. So, anyway, keep your eye out for an ex-soldier out there practising on the courts, bringing his wheelchair along and jumping in it and doing his training, because I find it just fucking mental. So I've bagged a return soldier, RSL. My details, you can find me. I'm happy to cop the $10,000 fine.
We are willing to 100% agree that PTSD is a true illness, but it's just the fact that he shouldn't be playing
wheelchair in the wheelchair tennis.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
Oh, wow. David Diamond wrote in, follow-up from last week's show, betting strategy. I respect other people's opinions, but at the end of the day, I back my own judgment in relation to the pricing of horses. If the horse blows in the market, I will more than likely have more on if I consider the market has made a mistake. The market can make a mistake as much as I can. Of course, in punting, you win some, you lose some. If I consider a horse is too short, I would still back it, but I also look at the opposition in the race as more than likely there will be value in the other runners. And then the old hobby horse, or the new hobby horse, which is the NOP pricing system. What you got to say anything about that at this point?
It's very confusing. I don't like it. I don't know how the bookies set the prices. I had a small fixed bet with the TBS today, $300 at $3.80. It took a minute in pending, waiting for the decision to be made. They all corporate.
Had it blown out to $5 by then.
Well, it's just outrageous. Like,
How much was it?
Doesn't matter. Fucking, you put a bet on. A bet's a bet. Yes or no, isn't it?
Yes or no, that's
when
right.
does it go to a minute pending?
Yeah, it's
but it
great.
can't go to a minute pending when you're backing to win less than the bloody minimum.
Yeah.
Well, it did.
Should be
I
instant.
bet with a place
I
called
can't
New
stand
South
it.
Wales TAB, do they reputable enough?
No.
That's a bit, that seems a bit harsh.
Anyway.
Do I have to put a caveat on that or not?
What did Mark to trim that last comment?
We'll just have a long bleep.
But haven't they actually been...
Hang on, listen, you missed enough shows like that. I'm going down to the ring. Do you want to finish off?
We'll finish off. You go.
You finish off. I gotta
Thanks,
go.
thanks Glenn, for the story.
I hope you like my story. See you later, guys.
What time? How long have we got?
20 minutes.
Plenty of time.
Fuck! No, just leave it. Leave it.
Yeah, loved it. Come in, Glenn. Come in, Gordo. Right. Hi, boys. And thanks, David. He says, how good is Sandro? You have to say that Sandro is the ornament to the betting ring.
Absolute legend.
Brian writes, hi, boys. Just writing to comment on how well I think the show is going with the three of you. Well, it's now just the two of us. Gelling.
I know, it wasn't that good timing.
Gelling well. The different styles that each of you bring to your punting proves the adage that there's more than one way to skin a cat. Glenister, with his mounting yard insight and the way he finds horses outside the market that don't seem to warrant consideration at first glance, gives a great insight. Gordo, with his focus on races up to a mile and his emphasis on viewing trials, plus that there is often value to be found at the pointy end of the market, provides a different focus but another valuable one. Mark, with his insight into how tracks played on a particular day and that beaten margins don't always count for much if you finish up in the wrong spot or part of the track, and also on how important distance gradations are in horses' preps. These are fantastic insights. I've been going to the races for over 40 years, but the stuff I've learned from viewing the Punters Show and the RANT over the last few years has me better prepared for a day at the track than ever before. Always held the hope that you might write a book one day that includes all the pearls, plus some of the anecdotes and examples. Keep up the great work. Regards, Brian.
I reckon that'd be a great little Bible.
It is, and
with examples and stuff like that.
There is, in fact, Dallas wrote an article about the pearls, and it's actually on the Punters Show website. So,
was that still up?
Yeah, it's still there. Still there.
Oh, well, that's it, yeah. How good are we? Direct traffic to the Punters Show. Jesus. What's the barrister going to say to you?
He's fine. He's fine. He's fine. Ian Devitt wrote, hi guys, in the 70s I worked for the Reardon brothers in Adelaide as a clerk and a baggie. Their theory was the more they drift, the more you bet. Has always helped me. Regards, Ian. So there seems to be a fair amount of...
I agree with that generally, but obviously there are some exceptions.
Yeah, and look, there are no hard and fast rules. That's the thing. Lots of people approach racing, they get into racing and they try and make it...
black and white.
And fatalistic as well.
Yeah.
It's like I have no control here. You always have control and you must exercise that control. Tom Casius wrote, hi guys, just wanted to ask what you know of Equus Racing. Greatly appreciated. I just looked at their website. They seem to just tip horses. I know that they've got one Google comment, which is a 0 out of 5 stars. So obviously someone wasn't very happy with their service. Phil, again, earlier in the week, he said he was getting late notification from YouTube about the RANT going up. And he said, I do my level best to recommend it to all my racing cohorts to get involved. 1 or 2 have become devotees, others will religiously watch some useless cooking show on a regular basis, but can't be bothered to even test your product. There are 2 possible reasons for this. 1, they think they are experts, so why listen to anybody else? 2, the inanity of the stuff spewed out by Sky makes them very wary of just another racing program. The constant verbal diarrhea from boring people like Glenn Munsey would turn anybody off a racing program. Big hello to Glenn there. After all, he's the only person in the world that can get excited about a horse drifting from $1.90 to $1.95. Have you thought of running off a cheap one-page flyer to circulate at race meetings to let the Greyhound wash know of your presence, with the emphasis on the fact that they can have their say in the RANT section on Mondays?
I think that's a great idea, Phil.
Another good idea. Yep. Thanks, Phil. Chris Camilleri tweeted through the week that he heard on, where was it? I don't know where he heard it, but $10 into $5.50, Racecaller has said this, or maybe Sky Anchor, they have backed it as if it's a good thing. Hashtag good thing, hashtag punting education. So obviously, if a horse is going to start $5.50, it hasn't been backed like a good thing.
Well, and the $5.50 means that they don't want to hold any more money, so its true probability of winning is probably 1 in 7.
Yeah, it's hardly backed as if it was a good thing. So good spotting there, Chris. Obviously, we've missed that one for Glenn.
We mentioned that cup of hot soup. We've done that one already.
But apparently the taxi drivers are now on the rich list. Christopher Lemaire, who is the leading rider in Japan, would that be right? He's on one of the rich lists. So we got the tweets. The tweet from, I think it was Long Ball to No One. Taxi drivers now on the rich list. That won't make Glenn happy anyway. Speaking of taxi drivers, Glenn Harvey tweeted, "Bad Glenn slaughters another to get the day off to a flyer." Hashtag schizo. What's funny at Doomben, Gord, there seemed to be a lot of interference in those races.
Yeah, but I mean that's sort of Doomben, isn't it?
I suppose it is. They seem to hang in the clump. You know, they don't seem to separate like they can do on other tracks. And speaking of Doomben, Impending had the old Just Ideal Pearl, which you can find on the Punters Show today, of the Golden Switch. Anyone else notice that? Well, I did go back and I hadn't looked at the form of Impending, but he drew Gate 1 at Eagle Farm Golden 2 weeks ago, and then he drew 18 at Doomben. That is the classic golden
I can't
switch.
believe I missed it. That was definitely a bet.
Yeah. And finally, with another tweet from Glinda Schofield at Bad Glyn Scoey.
That's good whoever set that up.
Just ideal. Please ask Pollitt what he thought of my ride in race 1 at Doomben. GG, good Glyn went for the miracle, but Brad Glyn would have been 4 wide. Hashtag I'm back. Well, sorry about the truncated part 2. Of course, we at least got Glenn's story to air, and we'll be trying to do a show for Canterbury tomorrow, see how that works out.
And it sounds like it's my fault now. You've got all this editing to do to cut stuff I've said out.
Oh, I don't think so. It'll be fine.
Yeah. I don't want to get sued. I do actually have assets.
Okay, so we'll endeavour to be back tomorrow for a Canterbury preview, and certainly we'll be on Friday talking about Rose Hill. Weather looks all right this week until Friday, so we'll just have to watch this space. But hopefully you find something at Warwick Farm today. Gordo, what are you playing today? This probably won't even be up in time, but...
Wide Acclaim.
Gordo's the second last, the penultimate. He's backing number 1 Wide Acclaim. First up, Deanne Pena at home. So we'll hopefully catch you tomorrow for Canterbury. See you then.
See you guys.